We're going to talk about dealing with credit card debt, the escape plan that they don't want you to know about. Let's talk about the number one dream killer for your credit score. I say it all the time, credit card debt. It's not just the balances, it's the soul crushing interest. 29.9% if you're in a penalty. And you feel like you're trying to climb out of a hole with a shovel made of sand. Every time you make a payment, you're just making a little chip at it. There's no way to break the cycle in most people's minds. This isn't about just owing money. It's about how these credit card companies, how these banks are just, in a way, sabotaging us by allowing us to use their money to buy on their credit cards. You know the deal. You've heard me talk about it. A maxed out credit card can cost you over 100 points. Your debt to income ratio, when you go try to buy a home, when you have a ton of credit card debt like that, goes through the roof, makes things impossible. Ever try to get a mortgage with a high debt to income ratio? They'll laugh you out of the building. You're not just paying interest, you're paying with your financial future, locking yourself out of car loans, out of apartments, even some jobs. Debt can be a prison. Now, listen, you can look at people's budgets and you go, okay, listen, you spent, you know, $500 in the last 2 months at Starbucks. You got to knock it off. I mean, that's certainly one approach. Being responsible is important, but it goes beyond just your Starbucks trips. You need a tactical and strategic approach to tackling these issues. I argue that consistently. I'm going to give you a handful of tips right now. They're going to help you get your arms around this if you're in a situation like this. Step one is think about a balance transfer. This is a pretty good tactic, right? This is your first and best weapon. If your credit isn't completely trash, you can apply for a balance transfer for a card with 0% for an introductory rate, and that'll buy you some time cutting that interest down, right? You may get 12 months to 2 years on some of those cards. You pay zero interest. This isn't just free money. It's a strategic window, okay? Every single penny you're paying towards your credit cards now, you're paying a bunch of interest. When you switch to a balance transfer card with 0% interest, you're stopping the clock on interest for a year, for 2 years. That's going to allow you to chip away. Any payment you make is towards the principal. Pretty simple process. Let's move to step two, shall we? It's the avalanche versus the snowball approach. The avalanche method says that you pay the minimum on all cards, but you throw every extra dollar at the one with the most interest, highest interest. Mathematically optimal, saves you the most money. Snowball method says you pay off the smallest balances. Pretty simple. Do that quick little hits. Smallest balance, get it knocked out. Another small balance, knock it out. All that. Listen, it's a psychological game in a sense. Here's my take on it. If you're a logical robot, use the avalanche method. If you need a hit of dopamine, keep going, use the snowball approach. Just pick one and do it. Do something. The plan that works is the one that you'll actually stick to. You know better than anyone. Step three, that's the nuclear option. That's a debt management plan. If your credit's shot and balance transfers aren't an option, call a nonprofit credit counseling agency like nfcc.org. They can put you on a debt management program. They'll negotiate with your creditors, lower your interest rates, and sometimes you can get down to as low as 6 to 8% interest. You make one payment to them. They distribute it out. It's a formal program. Gets you out of debt in 3 to 5 years. It's a good alternative. It's 1,000 times better than defaulting. It'll be noted on your credit report that you're in a debt management program, but it's far less damaging than collections or bankruptcy or the other options that are out there, charge-offs, all of that. Now, I want to say one thing. When I say debt management, I don't mean debt settlement. Stay away from debt settlement companies. And we'll talk about that on a different episode. I worked with a couple. I'll share this with you in passing. That had 40 grand in credit card debt. Big amount. Their minimum payments were crushing. We did a balance transfer. I walked them through that process. And for the rest, we put them on the avalanche method, right? They stopped eating out. They threw every dollar they had that was extra. And in 22 months, they dealt with it, right? It wasn't quick. It wasn't easy. But the score, which was, I don't know, high 500s, 580 when they started, it bounced up to 720 in 2 years. Again, not quick. They didn't get a raise. But what they did get was they got strategy, and they followed the strategy. Build a plan, work the plan. Need a plan? How about I analyze your credit for you at no cost? And I do it today. We get started working on your credit tomorrow. Text the word credit to 702 778 2000.